Hi everyone, this is Thamar again from A Line for Life, and today we're going to look at something which is very interesting and pops up all the time in my practice and with my clients is emotional regulation, or the lack thereof. Emotional management is another way of putting it. So what is that and what does it look like? It's what happens in you when you're suddenly confronted with negative emotions, reactions, emotional reactions and feelings that are uncomfortable. So what does that discomfort do to you? Now let me explain. For instance, what is your thought process, your automatic thought process when someone criticizes you? Where does your mind go and what do you do with that? And do you realize at that moment what you're actually feeling, what emotions you're busy going through? Another example would be if you're having a conversation with someone and you suddenly feeling a spike of anxiety. Do you realize that it's anxiety? When your heart starts beating, when you're feeling a little bit discomfort, a little bit uncomfortable, and maybe agitated, can you pinpoint that? Are you able to pinpoint that? And what are you doing in that situation with that discomfort? And then another thing might be when you're feeling down or depressed. Let's say you're having a good day and all of a sudden you're feeling a little bit down or depressed. Do you understand what's happened to you? Can you stop and say, all right, what is this that I'm feeling? And what do you do with those feelings? What is your strategy for feeling down? So that would involve emotional management, those examples. And if this is new to you, don't worry. Most of us have not really been taught this. It's an incredible thing that from a young age we taught about our physical well-being, we taught about our finances, we taught about relations, we even touch on communications, and we taught what's acceptable, what's rude, what's not, all sorts of things about ourselves. What's etiquette, and yet very little is really said about managing your emotions, never mind knowing what you're feeling. So a lot of people walk around with like default emotions. If something happens and they feel sad, or they're stressed, or they might feel criticized, they might feel hopeless, they cry, and it all becomes a sad emotion, and they have one way of expressing, one way of dealing with it. Some people get discomfort emotionally. Maybe they're feeling unworthy in that situation, maybe they're feeling stressed, maybe they're feeling sad. All of those emotions very often lead to instant gratification need. I'm going to have a cigarette, I'm going to eat something, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea right now, and that will make me feel better, but it's not going to solve the problem of this uncomfortable emotion and the feeling that might linger. Same with stress. Some people might want to just phone a friend instead of thinking it through and realizing, what am I feeling? What has provoked this feeling? So if you're interested in the journey to understand a little bit more about your emotions, and in particular how to manage your emotions more successfully, I will make a few of these clips on emotional management. So there's just a teaser into what it is, and next week we'll look at how we realize what we're feeling firstly, and then what we do about that. Have a fantastic week, and I'll chat to you next week. Bye.